Alright, so looking on YouTube, I've seen, this is one of them Tractor Supply 37-gallon fuel tanks, transfer tanks. But everyone, they mount it out, not flush up here. And the point of these things are, so you can put your toolbox over it, so your toolbox comes up to about right here and kind of hides it. And everybody just spaces it back and then puts this toolbox up here, and you burn all the room up in your bed. So I'm going to show you, I've already done all the work, but I'm going to show you how you get it up against your bed, at least in a Super Duty. So I'll be back as soon as I get it ready. Alright, so obviously I've already done most of the work. All I gotta do is just bolt this thing down. I'm gonna go over it so you can see how to do it, because I know a bunch of you are gonna say, well, how do you get them holes up there? So anyway, this is composite decking I got from Lowe's. When I first measured it, because see, if you're gonna put this tank in a Super Duty, you're gonna hit right here on this curve. It's gonna leave you about a ½ inch or so of gap underneath there, so you're gonna have to shim it somehow. And so what I did is, where is it at? Alright, got this composite decking, but it wasn't a ½ inch. Here's what I started with. I guess you can see the difference there, but all I did was, before I'd use a grinder and grind that down to what I needed. I'll show you that in a minute. So what I did was, pretend these holes aren't drilled yet. Alright, so the neighbor came over and talked to me, that's why I shut it off. But anyway, so let's pretend like these bolts aren't in here yet. So what I did was, I took a full sheet of that composite decking and put it up here where I wanted it, with the thing pushed all the way up against the bed. Yeah, my bed's a little dented, that's why that gap's there. If you don't have a dented bed, that won't be there, but you can see side to side. Anyway, and I put it where I wanted. I took the drill. Oh, make sure that you got this all the way flat up against the bed here, so that way it can't move. So then after I drilled the holes on both sides, I went like that, and went like that. Make sure both of these all the way up against the bed. Then I took some spray paint, and I'm sure you're not going to be able to see back here, but I took spray paint and I spray painted over the holes. And yes, it did get all over the bed of the truck, but that way I got my holes. So then after I got my spray paint, I could do this. See there, you can see some of the spray paint left over. Spray paint left over. So then what I did was I moved the gas tank, fuel tank, diesel tank, dropped that hole in there, made sure that guy was all the way up against here flush, and I just drilled through my hole. Now this isn't a good example because obviously you can tell by how big that hole is. I was a little off, had to waller that hole out a little bit, but this side I hit perfect. And so put that in there and drill it right down in there. And then I came back, and obviously, I don't know, you can see the two different colors. I just took some black and spray painted back over that white. And that's how you get your holes up underneath here where you can't get to them. Now if you're a Super Duty, a couple things. If you want this thing all the way up against the bed, you're going to wind up right in that cross member. That was the hole. I drilled the wrong hole out first. Oh, where's that washer at? Alright. Now, of course, I've already notched this out. And what I did was, I used a dremel tool just like that, put but you're going to have to wear the blade down pretty good so you don't make contact right here. If you try to use a new blade, it will not fit in between here. But I just drilled it, I just gremmeled it out until I could get that washer in there, just like that. Same thing on the other side. Only thing is, this is the side where I kind of had to water that hole out a little more, but same thing. You just get that until you can get the washer up in there. Now, if you're not willing to cut into that support, which that is not a big deal, that's not going to hurt anything, but if you're not willing to do that, you're going to end up having to mount underneath here. If that's what you want to do, you can get in from in here, I'm sure. The washer does fit in there. I tested that out. The hell is that washer? Alright. Washer will. See, washer will fit up in there, but you're not going to be right up against the bed. You're going to have a gap up in there of wasted space. So, at any rate, now I'm going to bolt everything up and I'll come back and show you what it looks like bolted up. And here's what it looks like when it's all mounted up. That's how you screw it down. You can do it on both sides. I did have to notch it a little more to get both of them up in there. Show you what it looks like when it's all put together.